Sangre nueva, cosa buena.
El Centro Deportivo del Hospital Saint-Barnabas les brinda a los jóvenes una oportunidad de mantenerse activos física y mentalmente y alejados de las calles con un nuevo programa de boxeo. Recibimos a Amanda Martínez, quien nos habla de esta iniciativa. Hola, Amanda. Hello. Sabemos que no hablas mucho lenguaje español, so vamos a estar trabajando juntos para transmitir el mensaje. So, welcome, bienvenida.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Encantado. Amanda, what is the mission of this program? ¿Cuál es la misión de este programa de boxeo?
Yes, the mission of the program is to really get our youth in the community that we serve, to give them a space to let out their emotions, to take the violence that they're at risk of, and putting all that energy into the boxing program. And it teaches them how to express the emotions. It teaches them time management, leadership. It teaches them breath work, how to kind of control that, and kind of that. Oh, sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Sí, para que me des tiempo a traducir. Gracias. Me dice Amanda que es un proyecto que busca enseñarle a los jóvenes el manejo de tiempo, disciplina y sobre todo el manejo de emociones. Que busca prevenir la violencia. Amanda, este programa es del Saint-Barnabas. ¿Cómo se realiza? ¿Son clases? Are these classes that take place? How does it work? ¿Cómo funciona?
Yes. So majority of our participants are through this organization that we work with called BRAG, which means Bronx Rises Against Gun Violence. So what they do is they have participants who are there maybe working with their case manager, or they're using other wraparound services, and they're interested in boxing. So we get connected through them for participants. And so we do sessions, or we like to call them cohorts. So we try to have a summer session and then a winter session. And they're usually about 6 weeks, they're usually about 12 weeks with 2 classes a session.
Me dice Amanda que una de las formas en que funciona el programa es en colaboración con la organización BRAG, que significa en español el Bronx se alza contra la violencia. La organización BRAG les ayuda a reclutar jóvenes que tienen un interés en el boxeo y que funciona el programa en sesiones y que tienen unos recesos, ¿verdad? Como unos breaks.
Yes.
Que son hasta ahora verano and winter.
Yes, we try to do a summer and winter program, and they're usually twice a week. We do them either Mondays and Fridays or Thursdays and Fridays, depending on when our Health and Wellness Center has availability for the studio. And it's a brand new studio with brand new equipment, and we do it usually at like high risk hours, so it'll be in the evening, early evening, like 5 to about like 7.
Me dijiste Monday, Amanda.
Yes, Monday. This cohort is on Mondays.
Perfecto. Me dice que el programa consiste de 2 sesiones semanales, los días lunes y los días viernes, al atardecer, específicamente al atardecer. Y yo estaba platicando con Amanda acá en el Green Room, la sala de espera aquí en el canal, acerca de la importancia de por qué al atardecer. Y le voy a preguntar a Amanda, ¿qué tiene estas horas de particular del atardecer? Amanda, we were talking upstairs in the green room about the late afternoon hours from 5:30. That's when the classes begin. A esa hora es que empiezan las clases or the training.
Yes.
What happens at that hour? Why is this time very important?
Yes, the time's very important because, one, a lot of the kids are coming out of school, and then 2, usually in the wintertime, it's dark by 5 o'clock. So we kind of want to give them a space, like their third or second home, if you shall call it, to kind of come, get away, and use that time to let out any other emotions they may have, or want to practice self-defense, want to practice breathing, want to practice how to handle emotions, how to practice reacting to something. So it can help them, instead of reacting right away, quickly, which can lead to a negative outcome, they can come to the studio, learn how to do that, so it can lead to a positive outcome. But we chose those hours mainly because those are just high-risk hours that we've seen in the community working in it, and asking questions and saying, what do you need, what times would work for you? A lot of the participants do have work as well, or they go to school in higher education or high school, so that time mainly worked for them. And they said that's usually around the time where they go outside and it's dinner time, so if they're not home, they're out in the community. So we're like, let's give you a place to kind of go.
Me dice Amanda que este horario del atardecer para comenzar el training de boxeo para jóvenes, a más o menos como a las 5:30, tiene diferentes motivos. Primero, según las experiencias de ellos, de mantenedores del programa, esas son horas de alto riesgo porque son las horas en que los chicos salen de la escuela o sus programas extracurriculares y aún no han llegado a la casa, o sea, están en ruta o en transición, y la idea es proveerle a los jóvenes un espacio para que ellos puedan ir entre la escuela y entre el llegada a la casa para la hora de cenar, un lugar donde ellos puedan tener un espacio seguro para poder respirar, para poder aprender manejo de reacciones y también lo que es el manejo de las emociones. ¿Cuán importante es el manejo de las emociones para la vida completa? How important is to learn management of emotions to live a good life?
Yeah, I think a lot of the participants are youth. They are we have the youngest 14 and the oldest 24. I think during that time, we can all say that when teenagers, we didn't know how to handle our emotions. We didn't really know how to best express ourselves. We were quick to kind of get angry, get emotional. So it's really important because this program, it helps you with breath work. So while you're breathing, you're also calming down the body, you're calming down the mind. You're thinking about what's the best way to respond to a situation. It's also a space where you think that if something's becoming too much, you can also take a break. It gives you that kind of space. It tells you with the boxing instructor as well. He's currently sparring with the participants. So if it gets too intense, like you build it up, and then it helps you it then teaches you how to then settle back down, how to take a breath, how to calm down, how to react to things, whether you should react to something or not kind of thing. So it's really important. I think it helps them a lot. It helps them way more than what we think. I speak to some of the participants, and from their beginning to then now, from a year ago to now, I've seen them express themselves completely different, whether that's advocating for themselves, whether that's speaking to adults, speaking to what they need, and speaking to how they react to things. It has worked and it has helped them.
Me dice Amanda que es muy importante el proceso del manejo de emociones que enseña el programa, porque enseña, además de respirar, como ya me mencionó, también enseña destrezas de relajación y también destrezas de pensamiento crítico, cosa de tú poder saber cómo manejar una situación y cómo enfrentarla de una forma constructiva. Me dice que ella ha estado platicando con participantes quienes le han dicho que el programa les ha ayudado mucho a tener autoconfianza de lo que es el autoestima y poder, como dicen en inglés, stand up for themselves, o sea, poder tener la confianza de desenvolverse y ser autónomos. Amanda, ¿cuántos estudiantes hay en el programa en este momento? How many students you've got?
We currently have about 11 and 12 students, which is what the program is open to, so that's max capacity. I would say compared to previous years, we had about 6, 7 kids, but through word of mouth, through advertising, through just speaking to the community, we've gotten 11, 12 participants, both male and female. And since we work closely with BRAG, we try to do their age eligibility, the age of services that they provide, which is 14 to 24. So we try to keep it at that age group.
Me dice Amanda que el programa consiste usualmente entre 11 y 12 estudiantes. En este momento está lleno y que ellos usualmente intentan elegir a los participantes basado en los criterios de edad de la organización BRAG, que es entre los 14 y los 24 años de edad. Amanda, besides referral by BRAG, además del referido de BRAG, Bronx se alza contra la violencia, ¿pueden los estudiantes contactarlos a ustedes directamente para matricularse? Can students reach out to you directly at Saint-Barnabas to register?
Yes, 100%. We not only get our participants through BRAG, but we get it from our physicians, especially our pediatrics department. They tell their patients, hey, we have this program and you're eligible for it. So we get referrals through that. We get referrals through the community. This year alone, we had like an intern. We usually host interns and they wanted to be a part of it, so they're a part of it now. Pretty much anyone, we serve the community. So if you're part of the community, you think this program would help you, totally reach out.
Me explica Amanda que los estudiantes o los participantes del programa de boxeo en Saint-Barnabas no tienen que necesariamente ser referidos por la organización BRAG, sino que a veces son referidos por médicos y líderes comunitarios, y también son las mismas personas que llaman y piden información y que ellos pueden entonces entrevistarlos y chequear los cupos y la disponibilidad. Hablábamos fuera de cámara, Amanda, we were talking off camera earlier today, about the misconceptions, I should say, about boxing. A veces los conceptos que la gente tiene del boxeo, de que el boxeo promueve violencia. Boxing promotes violence. You have any thoughts about that?
I think that is a false statement. I don't think it can lead directly to violence. I think if anything, we have a lot of females in the group, and at the end of each session, I ask for feedback. They say that the most important thing I think that I take out of the females' feedback is that they learn self-defense. Whether they use it out in the community, they use it outside the community, it still gives them a chance to feel better walking alone, walking in the Bronx. And then they also mentioned how it gives them, they're proud, and it gives them a space to do it in a safe environment. They're at a gym where everything is fully equipped. There's adult supervision. They have their own personal equipment as well that they can keep with them. So I think it doesn't lead to violence. I think instead it helps them kind of learn how to fight against it. So it's not the first thing that they resort to. If they didn't have the program, I think it might have been the first thing that they could resort to. But I don't think at all that it leads to violence. I think it helps them take a different approach. Kind of, instead of directly leading to violence, okay, how can I then react to this situation instead of throwing my fist up? Yes, I have this in my back pocket, and I'm glad I do, but how? Because of the breath work and the time management and the responsibility that comes with a boxing class, how can I use the skills I learned there instead to react to a situation?
Parafrasear todo lo que me ha dicho Amanda en estos últimos segundos que nos quedan, básicamente ella me aclaró que mucha gente piensa erróneamente que el boxeo entre los jóvenes promueve la violencia. Ella dice que al contrario, el conocimiento del boxeo y el training de boxeo entre los jóvenes trabaja en contra de la violencia porque te enseña a manejar y a controlar tus emociones, te enseña disciplina. Me dice que hay muchas chicas que participan del programa y que en el caso de las chicas dicen estar muy contentas porque le enseña destrezas de autodefensa, y muy importante que los chicos y chicas están aprendiendo boxeo pero con entrenadores certificados y también en un ambiente seguro, donde hay responsabilidad, donde cada cual trabaja con su trainer, tienen su propio equipo personalizado e incluso pueden tomar recesos y descansos. So, ella dice que el boxeo para los jóvenes es fundamental o bien importante para ayudarlos a canalizar las energías que ellos puedan tener, que eventualmente podrían llevar a la violencia. Dice que al contrario, un estudiante que sabe de boxeo sabe controlar sus emociones y sabe cómo comportarse. Thank you, Amanda, for joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.